Today I will break down the body language of the Wolf of Wall Street and how he deals with stressy situations. He truly commands respect while maintaining a very good quality body language. Enjoy! I want you to understand. So first things first, you can see this gesture right here. That's probably one of the most powerful gestures you can do because it just makes people trust you and brings across the point, but it's probably one of the best. It just gives confidence, it's everything, all right? It's probably one of the best gestures you can do. You see, Tate does it a lot. A lot of people do it. Also, like politicians do it a lot. It's a very, very, very good gesture right here. We don't do anything. And then also gesturing out of this gesture, kind of making himself bigger again, kind of palms facing downwards now. It's a gesture where you calm the other person down, and all that by still looking at him with, yeah, it's very, very confident gestures and behavior here. Illegal whatsoever. I mean, you could talk to the. Also, the way he talks, the way he emphasizes, whatsoever. It's great tonality, great speaking skills of him right here. Also, the way he talks very slowly. He tends to talk too much because it's not a really good trait if you talk too much, because if you talk too much, you end up being more likely to come out as a fool, make a fool of yourself. So saying less than necessary is the safer option here. But you can see he's talking slowly, which is great because big men talk slowly. It's just kids talk fast, so they fill the space so no one interrupts them. Big men talk slowly because they know everyone will listen to them. Very important. SEC, they were in my office 15 times over the last 6 months. So, I mean, I got. Here, another great gesture if you have a look, make himself big. Talk to the SEC, they were in my office 15 times over the last 6 months. So, I mean, right there, great gesture to just take up space, seem more confident. Just it's a great difference between those two actually. If you have a look at his body language, taking up a lot of space, and him kind of folding his hands here, taking up just not a lot of space. Folding his hands here, not a great look for him. You don't want to fold your hands for multiple reasons. First being you can't take up a lot of space, and yeah, you don't really want that to happen. So it's a great difference here between those two. Also, he's having upright posture here. Both have strong eye contact. But the only thing where he's better as in body language right now is legs. So you don't want to get your legs up together like that. That's a submissive sign. His legs are positioned better. He's having space between them, so he's taking up space there. That's way better. You want to have your legs like that, but the rest is kind of on this side here, okay? I got nothing to hide. You can see how he's tippling on his chair. Have a look. He's having both hands on his chair, so him right here. You see a lot of finger tipping. That's a sign of nervousness. Well, the SEC is a civil regulatory agency. We pursue criminal activity. Exactly. Right here, another gesture, making himself taking up more space again, but also face up, palms facing up. Not great, submissive. Try to avoid that, kind of use them with palms facing that way. That's better. That's a better way to point at them. You go after real criminals. Again, another thing which isn't great about his body language, he turned way too fast here, right? There was like a instant turn. You want to move slowly, move at your own speed. That's how big men do it. Big men always move at their own pace, and they turn around, maybe 4 seconds. You see Tommy Shelby does it a lot. That was a very fast turn. You don't want to turn that fast.
Makes me wonder what the hell you're investigating me for. I mean, honestly, what is it that you think that we did or do? What?
Again, a lot of fidgeting, a lot of turning around. Also showing his teeth here. Again, too much showing your teeth too often is a sign of submissive behavior.
I don't get it.
Well, Jordan, I can't discuss an ongoing investigation.
No, I get that. No, I understand.
With that,
Here also, he had his palms facing downwards. Look at that.
Jordan, I can't discuss an ongoing investigation.
No, I get that.
Right there, palms facing downwards, which means kind of calming him down. That's what that gestures mean.
I understand.
with that said, this case got dumped on my desk. By a higher-up who needs to make a show of looking into the new company on the block, with all the press and everything, and then I end up being the schmuck who does the looking. Exactly.
It just, it bothers me. We're the
You also see how often he breaks eye contact, which isn't really great. You want to hold eye contact. There's a 5-second rule where you count up from 0 to 4. He's definitely not doing that. He just breaks eye contact every 2 seconds, really. The 5-second rule is that you count up from 0 to 4, and then at 4 you break eye contact. People will probably break eye contact before that. But when he breaks eye contact, what he does good is breaking eye contact to this side. You always want to break eye contact to this side. So also this side is also possible. Never to the ground though. That submissive in this case would be very harming his body language.
new guy. We're the one that's banging on Wall Street's door. I mean, you should.
You can also see how much he's gesturing. It could seem like he's nervous, but I think he just gestures a lot in general. But he again taking up a lot of space with his arm completely stretched out, and also this arm kind of on the chair. Just a lot of space taken up here. So he's definitely the confident one here.
You should see what's going on at the bigger firms. I mean, I know all the information. It's true. Goldman, Lehman Brothers, Merrill, collateralized debt obligations, this internet stock bullshit. I mean, it's a fucking...
So that's another gesture right here. He has his arms, his fingers on his forehead right here. That's meant to calm him down. There are nerves right there, which he calms down with his fingers. So that's that.
Travesty. I mean, I could take you step by step to what exactly...
Here you can see a little lean in now. Leaning in is dangerous because it's submissive, but in conversations it can be useful because it shows interest in the other person, which makes them talk more about themselves. Although you see him talking a lot about himself and what he done, which is beta move because he will talk too much to the point that it will just harm him. So really his smartest decision in that case would have been just talking less than necessary, which is pretty much always a good thing to do, because you can't make a fool of yourself if you just have short answers. You will see Bond doing it a lot. Also analyze him.
Please, all you have to do is ask. I'm available.
it's exactly what I wanted to hear. I don't see why a little sit-down like this can't be profitable for the both of us.
It should, right? It should profit the both of us.
Again, here another confident pose of him. Taking up a lot of space with his arm on the chair here. That's a great way to do it. Okay, he's really using this chair to its full, usage. Just getting all the space full that he could get filled, really. So in terms of, filling up space, he's really good. He's just talking too much.
It should.
Look,
Right here. Okay, very confident look, strong eye contact. Also the slight smirk here, big man smirk. He did show his teeth before, but showing your teeth too often, again, it's submissive. So smirking is a great option. But also look at his gesture here, hands again wide so he takes up space, but also the way he gestures here with his whole hand pointing towards him, which is a great way because people dislike it when you point at them with one finger only. So he uses his whole hand, which is the better option to do because it gets the same point across, but people tend to like it more, find it more positive.
I'm gonna give you my personal line. 5 days a week, you just call me, feel free.
Here again, palm facing downwards, calming down.
I'll do that.
Great.
Here you can see a short one finger pointed at him, which is aggressive again. If you do this, use your whole hand, that's better. You can also see the slight smirk, very confident look on him, on his face here. That was horrible. Extremely fast turn and then extremely fast turn back. Just way too fast moving there. Okay, you don't want to move that fast. Move at your own pace, move slowly. Okay, that just shows your confidence. Also, when you walk, don't run around, just move slowly, okay? That's how big men move. Again, it was his fourth time turning this way and then back. It just, I don't know, it's not great really. You can also see this guy having his hands in the pockets. A lot of people think that hands in the pockets is a cool way to look, but it's really just not great because you're taking up not a lot of space because you're not making yourself big. What he could do in this case, kind of have his hand resting on this, taking up a lot of space here, but he doesn't. He uses hands in the pockets, which is also bad because his hands are hidden, which is, you know, he could pull out the gun or something. It's not great. Also, your thumbs are hidden. You want best, you know, here right there, you can see it, thumbs pointing upward. That's always a sign of confidence. If your palm is hidden, that's pretty much the worst position you can have it in. So you don't want that to happen. Also see he's slightly leaning in, you know, just, you know, kind of giving him the attention to talk more about himself, which he does. So he kind of falls for the trap, just talks way too much, kind of makes a fool of himself here. Again, see now we both actually have the legs, no, not folding his legs anymore, which is great because now that's his proper space between them. He has pretty good posture also, so he's really good at body language. And he's not so he's kind of land there, face kind of, tucked forward, not really great look there. His hands are resting on his lap, which is good because it's pretty much space, but it's not as much space as if you move your hands around and kind of, do gestures like him. He's having his hands here. He's just taking up more space. But, you can see that these two men are more aware of their body language. This guy is pretty much, hands in the pockets, looking away. He doesn't really, it's not a great look for him, okay?
You sure you guys don't want something to drink?
Have a look here, alright? That's what I'm saying. You can't take up this much space if you don't move your hands up, alright? As long as your hands are placed somewhere, you can't take up this much space, alright? That's pretty much the most space you can take up, alright? Which is great, okay? He just seems very confident. If he wouldn't turn that fast, if he wouldn't talk so much about himself, that would have been great, alright? It would have been a great performance. That's really his biggest weaknesses here. Turning too fast and talking too much.
You're not hungry? Nothing?
Again, pointing at him when he asks a question, that's a great way to do it because you could get a lot more response if you point at someone while talking to them. Also, if you want something from someone, point at them so they feel, kind of, okay, he's talking to me, so I will say something now. I will either do the thing he wants or not. That's a great way to do it.
Nothing? No?
You can see slight fidgeting here with the hands, kind of rubbing them against each other. Sign of nervousness, and also now folding them. His body gets kind of closed up now that they declined his offer. It's not great. He's now taking up less space. And folding your hands is also a sign of distress, kind of a little anger, especially if they start clinching. But yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Let me ask you, and if you don't want to get too personal, just tell me to shut up at any time. Did you try to get your broker's license at one time? Did I hear that right? Were you trying to take a stab at Wall Street? No?
Who you were talking to? Who the fuck you were
Don't
talking to?
investigate me.
Here again, he does a lot of gesturing with his hands. Before it was face downwards, coming down, then upwards. He's doing too much gesturing, too much talking. Again, gesture that's kind of submissive, but also pointing at him, but facing upwards. Then showing his teeth. He's just doing too much. All right, he's not really aware of his body language and his talking skills. He has great talking skills, his body language, but he just overdoes it, and that's why he just kind of, you know, isn't an advantage in this conversation. All right.
You know what I mean? You ever think about what would have happened if you would have, stayed the course?
You know what? When I'm riding home on the subway, my balls are fucking sweating. I'm wearing the same.
Now he was relaxed again. Have a look. Let's do 4.
You know what I mean?
There he had his hand in his face, which is not a great thing to do. You don't want to have your hand in the face, anything up there. You don't want to touch really, because it just shows nervousness. But now he's making himself big again, taking up a lot of space from the chair. Kind of, before he was clenching his hands together, folding them. Now he's back to good body language, but still talking too much.
Think about what would have happened if you would have, stayed the course.
And also, this is like the second time he needs to rearrange his sitting. If you're in talk, just try to stay, calm and just in the same position, really all the time, because it's very, very. It's just a lot of fidgeting here. Okay, it just kind of makes him seem nervous. Not a great look.
You know what? When I'm riding home on the subway, my balls are fucking sweating. I'm wearing the same suit 3 days in a row. Yeah, you bet I did. I've thought about it before. Who wouldn't, right?
Right, you fucking wouldn't. I mean, when you get another personal question.
Here again, strong eye contact, and also then calming him down. Another personal question, palms facing downwards, so he's calming him down so he doesn't, just a big gesture in this moment. Because it maybe come off as in the wrong way if he wouldn't do that, maybe. All right.
Question you don't need to answer.
No, that's all right, Jordan. What are you doing? 15?
Here again, the lean forward just shows him that he's interested in him, but also move of submission. So he's doing a lot of dominance, but also a lot of submissive steps. So he's really just in the middle. If he would just be of total control of his body language, I think he could be very dominant, but he just isn't. So he does a lot of submissive moves, which isn't great. He could be the leader, he could be the big man in the conversation, but he turns too fast, talks too much, and does too many submissive stuff in general.
60K, something like that. Here,
Right there, you can see how he was looking downwards. Not great. You don't want to break eye contact by looking downwards. Submissive.
Well, let's put it this way.
Again, that was the second time looking down. That was the third time.
You get a free handgun when you sign up for the Bureau.
No, but it fucking pisses me off. You know what I mean? You think about the people that built this country, hardworking people like you.
Here again, kind of palms facing upwards. Don't want that to happen, submissive, but you can see how critical he's looking, alright? Yeah.
Firefighters, teachers, FBI.
That's also a great move, alright? If you kind of get many people, you just kind of make the tip in your fingers, 1, 2, 3. That's a very effective gesture.
You know what I mean? You think about the people that built this country, hardworking people like you. Firefighters, teachers, FBI agents. End of the day, you guys get fucking skinned alive financially. It fucking makes me angry. That's the one thing about Wall Street and this market is, for me, I feel it's good to get back.
Here again, he's breaking eye contact very often now. I don't know why. That's not really good, but the way he points, he uses his gestures to speak to him directly is very effective, but it would have been even more effective if he would remain holding strong eye contact during the conversation.
There's situations where I can make those situations better for people, you know.
Breaking eye contact that often seems kind of nervous.
Opportunity.
And there he kind of looked down. So again, not great look, submissive.
Is everything. Exactly. And for example, I got this one kid, right?
Here, leaning in again. I told you what it means. Submissive, but interested.
Went to school for environmental science, something like that. He was bogged down by student loans. Turns out his mother needed triple bypass surgery. Right, horrible situation. Sure. But we got him in at the market at the right time, chose the right stock, gave him the right guidance. Boom, overnight, changed his entire life. You know, got to put his mother into the best hospital in New York City.
Here again, the palms facing downwards. And I honestly think that there won't be anything new in this. You'll see him just taking up a lot of space, doing a lot of gestures, making himself big, which is great, holding strong eye contact like in this frame right here, but also talking too much, and also turning too fast and looking down too often, kind of doing too many submissive moves. I told you already. I hope you can learn something with this. Until next vid, bye.